Good morning. Right, Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. You said Rona then, I don't know why. Yeah, so the second to last clue is a birdhouse. So I'm going to go quite big on this one because at the very beginning I did the giant size primulas. You can tell when we started, can't you? Anyway, yeah, so I think I'm going to do quite a big birdhouse. I'm going to cut out these little birds off this fabric. Are you even in shot? Yeah, you are. I'm going to cut these birds out of here and somehow put them, so quite a big birdhouse. And then if we've got a little clue, I don't know what the last clue is, so I'll have space down the bottom there. So I've got this green gingham, which I thought would be quite nice as a background fabric. Here. Right, okay, yeah. Anyway, I hope you're all well. It is a gloriously sunny day here in the UK. So, it's going to be warm later on. I don't even know what the time is. I have been stitching paper like you do. So that tucks under there. We can fill that in with some leaves and flowers and things. So, quite like that there. Okay. Right, let's cut these little... Now then, do I just want the one? Let's cut them both out for now, and then we can take it from there. I'll probably not have that flower. I think I'll have that one. Right, get rid of that now. I think I'm going to get quite a... Well, actually, hang on, I've just seen something. Ha 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 ha. Ooh, I could cheat. Is that too cheaty? It's not a very clear one actually, is it? Well, that one's quite cute. Trouble is, it's got the roof of that one in the way. No, don't be lazy, Susan. Right. Oh, lazy Susan. There you go. So I might do the house there and just literally have them sat on it. What do you reckon? That sounds a bit like a plan, doesn't it? Which is not like me. Trying to think if I've done anything exciting this week to tell you about. Probably not really. My daughter's still got my car, so I'm very much housebound at the moment. So, oh, hopefully she gets one this weekend. I really hope she does. The trouble is, I don't want to rush her because I said, you know, don't just go and buy anything. She's got the worst luck with cars. She really has. So I might have to get rid of that flower, although that could... Yeah, we could put that there. Right, okay, let's design a house. It's just, don't need those. Got enough scraps in my life. So, got some slightly dodgy drawing. Are you ready? So I'm thinking... Just one of those type would be about right for these, won't it? I'll put those in front. Yeah. See, told you it was dodgy drawing. Right. I think we're going to need that kind of thing there, and then a bigger one there. Do I stitch it or do I cut fabric? I think I'll cut fabric. Do you know, I'm going to go felt, I think. Because I've got a scrap bag here. It won't fray and it won't be a pain. I think I'll over stitch on these, you know, just do a few, and these here as well. And then we'll have that there. And those guys there. I'll say I don't know what it is next week, but whatever it is, we can fit it in there. I'm sure we can. Right, okay. You guys stay there. Let's cut some houses. What colour should we have? Right, come on, don't faff. We could have a white one, couldn't we? The lady across the road's got a white one. The pale green might be quite nice. No, white. Yeah, I nearly went out and took a photo of her birdhouse this morning. I thought, no, you're going to look particularly weird if you go doing that sort of thing. So... no idea if that's straight, but it's handmade. Let's not get too fussy. One roof. We can cut a better circle than that. Anyway, I hope you're all well. As I've asked you that already, haven't I? Yes, you are well. I've told you got to be. It's, is it Sunday today? Yeah, Sunday today. So, my veggies are growing really well in my garden. I will put a quick clip at the end. Back whenever I spoke about... what was it? It was a YouTube I saw, and they had made these flower beds that water themselves. And in case you missed that one, it's basically you put a layer of, well, they use beach cobbles, but I couldn't get beach cobbles here. And then you put a membrane on top, and then you put the dirt on top of that, and basically it acts like a water reservoir. So I have explained this already, but we, my daughter and I, are really keen on the idea. So went to a local store, and they had them. I might cut those birds out, you know, and get rid of the flowers, because I've got to put a thingy there. They had them, but they were 70 pounds. I can't remember. Anyway, they were a lot of money, and I was like, no. So we made our own out of plastic buckets. I did show them in a video. So yeah, and they're working really well. And I was asked by one of my subscribers, I think it was Erica, you know, how they're doing. And they are doing exceptionally well. I've used clear totes, and I am sort of suspecting that the fact that the sun can get to the roots, I don't know, I could be wrong. I think that's got a lot to do with the way the plants have grown massively. They are pretty impressive, to say the least. So yeah, so that's that really. So I shall be having a lot of tomatoes, and I've even got peppers coming, because my daughter grew them from seed. And I think I've told you this before, but I said to her, if they're F1 hybrids, they won't fruit. because F1 hybrids don't apparently. So, but they're fruiting. I've got some baby bell, I think bell peppers you call them. We just call them peppers here. Yeah, so that'll be interesting. It's a bit dodgy shape, but that'll be fine. Right, can we cut a circle, Susan? Doubt it very much. We'll do an oval. Let's not even go for a circle. So yeah, it's all growing outside. The price of fruit and veg at the moment is absolutely ridiculous. So as long as I've got me, well, it's a bit Maharajish. As long as I've got me peppers and me tomatoes, I absolutely adore tomatoes. So, and again, I think I've told you this already, but I'm going to go at making my own tomato chutney because that is ridiculously expensive at the moment. Yeah, I think that'll be alright, won't it? Right, what should we do for the roof? I think we can get rid of those bits. Should we have a nice bright red roof? Why not? Could go spotty. That's a bit cartoonish. We've gone quite classy on this one, Susan. Don't let yourself down now. Go orange. Oh, let's do that. Why not? Right, if I chop that up the middle. Yeah, and of course we've had this blazing sun at the moment, so it's been great. The garden is growing really well. Trouble is the blooming grass grows at the same time. It's not quite long enough, is it? So I need to go and cut that this afternoon. So don't know why they're in there. I will go red. Let's just pick a colour. Come on. You've got this. Okay, that's going to be quite hard to hold and cut. So hopefully, yes, I put my pen back in. Well done. I'm a bit stuck with the new prompt, the new Roxy thing. I'm not going to lie. I just don't know what to do, to be honest. I am very confused. I think what I might have to do is wait until she starts and then I go, ah, right. Because I just don't know how or what format to do it in. Do you do a book? Do you do a roll like this? Or yeah, that's the bit I'm struggling with, is what to get ready. So I might wait till the first one. So if I'm a little bit behind, you'll know why. But everybody's sort of showing their, auditioning their fabrics and getting their colour palette ready, and I'm like, I just don't know. I'm really stuck with what to do. I really must get my scissors sharpened. I'm pretty sure I've got the Fiskars sharpener somewhere. I don't know where. Where's that longer? Sorry, I just need to get my... like that. Right, okay, you need to stay still. Let me... Where did my window go? That stuck to something, didn't it? Oh, fiddlesticks, I'll have to cut it again. There's trouble with felt, it does like to stick itself to other fabrics. Right, will you just come on? Okay, there. Right, we'll make that meet when we stitch. Okay, cool. Can't believe I lost that bit. It'll turn up as soon as I cut this. Watch it. I don't think I like the white house now. In fact, I really don't. Sorry. I'm looking at it and it's like, that is not right. That does not look good. Right, let me faff some more. Let me pause here because otherwise I will be driving you insane. Oh, maybe felt's not the answer. Let me find something else. I'll be back in a tick. Right, it's all changed. I kept with the white, but I've found this cream wide lace. So I've put that over the top. I like it better. It just takes that white away. Now for the roof, I've just dug down in the basket that I made for this project, and at the bottom there was this dyed crocheted lace stuff. I shortened the length of the house as well. I just took that off. It was too big, basically. I'm thinking that'll look nice. And then I thought for the windows, I've now lost it. Actually, a Suffolk puff would look good there, wouldn't it? I thought I saw some. Oh, a thimble. Been looking for that. Oh, it's amazing what happens if you look for stuff. Where's it gone? I saw some. Hold on. Oh, maybe not. Could use one of those, couldn't we? Put you in there and then with my other thimbles, and I know where you are. And you. Oh, and I found this, it's a bag handle that I dyed. If you watch my other videos, I've told you all about that one. So, and if you didn't, why not? Oh, let's have the heart. Will that do? What do you think? I'm not sure if I like that or if I like the cream. Cream, right, come on, too much faffing going on here. There's nothing to say it can't have a hexy door. Right, yeah, I like that. I think that's much better. Looks more, yeah, right, okay. Now for the birds, I think I've made the decision. Right, look at this rubbish. I'm going to cut around them. Or am I? So I'm really tempted just to put them on like that, but they're too, unless I just put him up the top there or something, like he's checking out the, yes, that's what I'll do. Right, can you remind me, please? Because I will forget. And that way I've got plenty of room down here. Oh, I was going to add something there. What did I decide? Was it this? Yeah, I think so. I can't remember what this was. I think it was a bit of muslin. I can't remember what this stuff is. I remember dyeing it for this basically. Sorry, I'm not making much sense this morning. I just can't stop waking up at 5:30. It is absolutely ridiculous. I've put dark blinds in my bedroom, but still I'm wide awake at stupid time in the morning. So by 12 o'clock, which I don't know what the time is, but yeah, I'm absolutely shattered. And I refuse to allow myself to have a senior nap. Not going there. Right. Let's put you there. Well, I'll just get this peg down and then we'll get started. Because we're supposed to be stitching. Okay, I like you there. I think what I'm going to do is start with the roof and then I can work around with blanket stitch, good old blanket stitch. One of my faves. Yeah, I think I'll start there. Go up to there. Put a little bit there and down there. Right, let's chop it there. Oop. Okay. Yeah, those were not working, so they can go away. That was not working, so that can go away. Buttons over there. Right, okay, let's stitch. Needles. Oh, I think I took it downstairs. I did some embroidery last night whilst I was watching Annie Claxton's live, which was hilarious. Yeah, and I stitched some of my lino printed daisies, because that's what you do apparently. That was my finger. Just trying to think if there's anything I want to tell you. If you don't watch my other videos, I shall repeat myself. If you do, sorry. But yeah, went out for a nice day out. It was Bank Holiday Monday here. Monday just gone, and me and my mate, we decided we were going out for the day, so we just got on the bus and we pootled around Devon, went into Exeter to the city centre, which was all very nice. Tried to get lunch there, but with it being a bank holiday, the place that I love to go was closed, because it's only a little independent cafe type thing. Yeah, went into Tiger, got some stuff. I keep calling it Tiger, it's just called Tiger now, I think. So, but I do love it. They sell some really weird and wonderful stuff in there. Didn't spend a lot because obviously I was carrying stuff, so all day. And then we went back to the seaside, tried to get an ice cream, couldn't, it was rammed. The whole beach area was just full of people, which is great for the town, I'm not going to deny. They need it, it's a very tourist driven town. So we then went to the next seaside town, and had fish and chips sitting on the beach, and it was all very nice. Absolutely shattered. All that sea air. I'm just putting a very simple running stitch in here and hopefully catching everything that I need to catch underneath. Yeah, I say I've been pretty stuck because I say my daughter's had to borrow my car because otherwise, yeah, she's got to have a car for her dog walking business. So, and to be fair, I don't really use mine that much, so it's fine. I keep thinking I can go without a car. Oh, I can manage, but actually, no. I do like it being out there. It's for simple things, like the other day I needed to go to the post office and it's about a mile from home, I suppose. And I just didn't fancy walking. I was being really lazy. It'd been super busy at work. And yeah, and I just thought, oh, I'll take it down. I'll just run down. Yeah, no, I couldn't, could I? So I did, in the end, make myself walk. And actually, I enjoyed it. So actually, it's probably best that I don't have a car. I'm doing a lot more exercise, let's put it like that. So, did I press record again? Oh yeah, good. Senior moment. Yeah. So I'm back into journal making mode. Haven't made any for ages. Mind you, because I've got loads in my Etsy shop, so just real simple journals, nothing exciting. I have reduced all the prices. It's in the I've got 2 Etsy's. I'm thinking of closing one because although the Devon junk journaler, which is obviously where I put all my junk journaling stuff, is popular, it's just going to be easier to run at one shop. But then I don't know, because the channel's called Susie Q Makes, you see everybody looks there for the journals and that, and of course I've got the separate shop. But I thought at the time that it was a smart move, but maybe not. And it is costing to keep the shops now because, you know, nobody's buying anything. So, well, apart from me, I seem to be being shopping enabled wickedly at the moment. So, but I'm very frugal. So, and crafting is my only expenditure. And I buy stuff that I really, really like. So that's that really. I've done my shopping for the month, food-wise. And got the car to get through the MOT in August. So I've been saving like mad for that because it did say on the last MOT that the rear suspension was advisable, as they put it. But the trouble is, I don't know if you have this problem. I've got a Nissan car, and I take it to the main dealer. I always have done, and because they do a full service on it, so it's got a full service history. It's getting so old now, it's really not worth it anyway. And they're almost too hot on it, and I do worry, being a female, that they just think, ah, oh, she'll pay for it. Yeah, she'll pay for it. Because the last time the front suspension all went, they said, oh, it'll be £1,000 and it'll be a week. I said, well, I can't be without the car for a week because I was working full time then, and that was well before COVID, you know, so I had to go into work every day. I said, well, I can't be without the car for a week, and B, I haven't got £1,000 to repair it. So I took it to another garage, and he put it up on the ramp sort of thing, and he said, oh yeah, it'd be about 460. I said, yeah, fine. So, you know, they're a bit naughty. I know that they put on genuine parts and all this, that and the other, but actually, you know, I haven't got £1,000 just sat there. So, well, not for car repairs anyway. It's for emergencies only. So, yeah. They're a bit naughty, and I'm blooming sure that they just see a gullible woman. But I'm not that gullible, because my dad was still is, well, was. He's still alive. But anyway, he was a mechanic. So I grew up around cars. So I'm not as ditzy as they like to think I am. Although I couldn't get under a car and repair it. I just prefer it to be, you know, properly looked after. And, you know, I'll say it has so far got full service history on it. But it is now, gosh, it's got to be 14 years old. I mean, whether having a proper dealer service every time is keeping its longevity, I don't know. I don't know. So it's one of those iffy things that, you know, I don't have a husband that will take it to the garage because I'm sure they don't con men as much. So never mind. We'll get there. I am thinking this will be the last year I put it in for the dealer to do it, because it is, I mean, the car's not even worth £1,000 now, you know. It's getting very old. But, you know, I can't justify getting a new one. I'd love a new hybrid one. My manager's got one of those and it is amazing. But, you know, she needs a good car because she does a lot of travelling. So, but I don't, you know. So, horses for courses. It's just a convenience. We've got shocking public transport down this end of the UK. I think if you're in London, you know, it's not a biggie. You know, there's buses every 5 minutes, you know. But here, no. No, there really isn't. I mean, for me to get the bus to work, I'd have to catch the bus at 7 o'clock in the morning. It would drop me close-ish to where I work, but I would still have to lug my laptop, my lunch bag, and, you know, my handbag and stuff like that, about a quarter of a mile. So it doesn't even stop. And when you consider I work at what's called County Hall, which is literally the headquarters for Devon, you'd have thought there would be a bus that goes direct there, but there really isn't. So, oh, there goes my button. Yeah, so, I mean, that is the reason why, you know, there's some villages in this county that only have a bus 3 days a week. And I mean literally 3 days a week. That's it. That's their some of their public transport, which is shocking, isn't it, when you think about it? So that's what some of the more remote villages. So yeah, it's very naughty. So yeah, you kind of got to have a car. There's places that I just couldn't get to public transport wise if I didn't have a car, or if I did use public transport, it would take me 3 hours, you know. I mean, the bus into Exeter that me and my mate sat on, it went all along the coast road. I mean, it's a beautiful journey, I'm not complaining, but if you were using that to get to work, that's a long blinking bus ride. I think it must have been a good hour that we were on the bus. So I used the bus when I lived in a place called Starcross, which was on the coast road again, but it was only a 30-minute drive, 30-minute journey, and I used to just take a bag of crochet. Sat there and crocheted. Yeah, I did that because my partner at the time needed the car, and we only had the one car, and it was easier because where I work, you're only allowed to park if you're full-time. You only get parking allowance for 3 days a week, so the other 2 days you had to park off-site. Well, all around where it is like £8 a day parking. So yeah, and we're not paid a lot, so you can't really afford that. Is that a bit wonky? Yeah, why? Why are you wonky? Put another stitch down there, I think, just to, oh, I don't know. Okay, it's a little bit wonky. And I don't know why. Oh, because I stitched outside of the house. And I stitched on there. Right, let's do that again. Right, sorry. Because I haven't caught the felt by the looks of that. I wasn't concentrating, clearly. Yeah, see, it's not even on there. Right. So, yeah, there we are. The tales of living in the very, very southwest point of England. Well, not quite the southeast west, but it's even worse in Cornwall, I think. So, come on, what's going on? Why are you resisting me? I've got to cut my nails, they're too long. It's the trouble in the summer. Well, it's not trouble, I suppose, but then in the winter they all go weird. So, right, so I was all right there. Right, yeah, that'll be better. Right, well, I'll start here. Will I couch that? I might just leave that, actually. But then that will end-ish there. Yeah, that'll be fine. Right, okay. Am I driving you bonkers yet? That was a shame, because that was... I won at thread chicken then. Which doesn't have to happen very often. Yeah, so trials and tribulations. Of living in this lovely part of the world. I wouldn't swap it for anything. I really wouldn't. So, I mean, I've been very fortunate. I've lived in some lovely parts of the UK. Norfolk was beautiful. That's where I grew up as a child. Very back in the day. I mean, I'm going back scarily 50 years. It was literally a one-horse town that I lived in, and by that I mean it was very remote. So we used to get snowed in every winter, and that was it. You couldn't get out of the village. So I think it's altered a lot now. It's a lot more. A lot of people have moved there actually, because it is so right. Come on, behave. Because it is so pretty and remote, and for some people that's, you know, that's what they want. House prices here are ridiculous. So you get a lot of second homeowners here in Devon, unfortunately, which, you know, is great, lovely, but you know, what are they here? Three months a year, if that. They're not adding to the local economy, so, and they're just buying houses, and that means our kids, you know, really struggle to buy one. So, but there it is. Everybody loves a bit of Devon, so what can I say? I'm obviously in full-on moan mode this morning, so I apologise. Is that a bit more even now? Let's have a quick look. Oh, it's still a bit wonky, but you know what? It's hand-stitched. It's fine. Right, now I'm going to be very naughty and scoot across the back of the work to about there. my stomach growling? I apologise. It might be lunchtime. So I have been stitching lots of paper, strangely. Let's get you slightly even. Blinking cat's been on one this morning. She is. Oh, I don't know why I keep her sometimes. She is the most fussiest. Oh, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. But yeah. Because she's, you know, far too posh to poop outside, right? If I literally don't clean her cat litter tray every day, she'll just mess outside of it. And I checked it this morning because I normally check it when I do her breakfast, and there was nothing in there. Basically, it didn't smell, you know, all that stuff. Sorry if you're eating your breakfast, but yeah, and so I thought, oh, she's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'll check it again at lunchtime. I had my breakfast, went back into the kitchen, and she pooped outside of her box. And I was like, she'll do that if it's, you know, if I've forgotten to clean it or whatever. I just, honestly, fries my head. And she is molting like a bilio. And because she's semi-feral, to get her to stand still so that I can brush her, you're taking your life in your hands. You might lose a limb, you know. So, oh. I say she's semi-feral, and yet, as I say, she won't go outside to the toilet. And I don't know why. Her sister used to. It's just her. She is the fussiest moo on the planet. She bit me last night, the little moo. I know, I was reading up on that actually, and sometimes that is their way of communicating with you or showing you affection. And I'm like, yeah, I can go without that kind of affection, thanks, cat, because it flipping hurt. And her claws are like razors, and yet she, you know, she's got a cat tower, and she's always using that. But gosh, truth, if she catches you, she found a pipe cleaner the other day. I don't even know where it came from, actually, thinking about it, but oh, she was having a whale of a time. She turned back into a kitten. She's 8 now, you know, but she was throwing this pipe cleaner around like a cat, a kitten. So I thought, oh, I'll play with you. Yeah, got my hand near it, swipe. She absolutely, can't remember where it was. Yeah, swiped me. I thought, fine, play on your own then. Yowza. I don't suppose she meant it for those cat lovers out there, but oh, she'll be the last one I have. It's funny, isn't it, if you get one. I mean, it's like dogs. I've always, you know, my dogs have always been brilliant. Absolutely never a day's trouble with them. This one, oh, yeah, never again. When she goes, that'll be it. Although knowing her, she'll live till she'll be one of those cats that lives until she's 20. Right, okay. How long have we been going? I'm yabbering away in your ears here. I'll give it another 12. Let's get this stitched down, and then I'll do the birds in another video. What should I do? I'm thinking just something really simple, like a cross stitch going up there. It's very wonky, isn't it? I might put maybe not that big. I might find a small button to put there actually. Yeah, It's annoying me that it's gone wonky because I can't really. It's almost like it's too long there, isn't it? Can we just live with it? Yeah, gonna live with it. It's the last bit. So, should we just do green? Oh, excuse me. What else have we got? Got that nice blue one actually. That might look nice. Let's do that. Loving that box, IKEA. It works brilliant for these. I'm thinking about having a good sort out in my room. I'm only thinking about it, don't panic. I'm thinking about getting another IKEA Kallax unit actually, because I got those, I don't know what they're called, but the wire baskets sort of in a cage type thing, which are great, but they're not quite doing what I want them to do. So, I don't know. Are we ever happy with our craft rooms? I mean, ever. I'm going to do pistol stitch, I've decided. I drag that in and just stitch it down, give us a bit of texture on the side there. Oh, gold. Come on, hands work. No. No. Right, reverse. Right, let's try that again. See, this is so flipping awkward, this thing. Sorry. All you do is moan, Susan. I know. I was watching somebody, was it Corinne? She's doing this massive wall thing. She's turning it into like a wall hanging. It's like, my lordy, so much work. I just don't have the time for that, I'm afraid. It's yeah. That takes a lot of planning and a lot of room. And if it's the one I'm thinking, she's just done a walk around her room and it's massive, absolutely massive. So she's not crammed into a bedroom like me. If you watched my craft room move around, because was it Martha said about houses are really small? Yeah, they really are, because the size of my craft room is the size of my living room. So yeah, we have really tiny houses here. So something just fell down. What was that? I don't know. Yeah. So you guys with your massive basements and your family rooms, we just don't have houses like that here. I mean, there are, there are big houses. I'm just, I'm poor, quite frankly. There's a lot of people with very big houses, but yeah. Just try not to pull too tight with those. Yes, my ambition is to find something that's got, I don't know, like a conservatory type addition on it or something. But they all cost lots of pennies. So. And I don't particularly want to have to go back to full-time work just to be able to afford a bigger house. So, there it is. There's the compromise, guys. There's the compromise. But it is what it is. I wouldn't be able to do half of this. You imagine, I'd just have weekends, and then that's taken up with like getting your shopping in, doing any like, appointments, seeing mates and stuff like that, so yeah. No, I can't go back to full-time work. I'm tired. Simple as. You do reach a point in life and it's like, yeah, I'd rather go without stuff. Oh, come on, fiddly. I'm trying to do 3 things at once here. 2, 3, come on. Holding fabric, doing you. Ah, don't stab me. It's because I shouted at you, isn't it? Sorry, needle. Ouch. Nearly there. Sorry, peeps. I'll just finish this one, and then I'll stitch around that. I'll do another video, and then I'll decide what I'm going to do with this bird, because I think I just need the one. Let me just finish this. Oh, that really hurt. Let's get this down, and then oh, see, I've just messed up that now. What I'm trying to do is get that to pucker in. And then I found a load of little, oh, what do you call them, like lacy flowers and things. So I'll wait until the next prompt, and then if I need to fill in gaps and that, I can get all those out of there, all these little things and that. So, and you know, stuff. Yeah. And then that'll be the end of it, and then I've got to try and make that box up because we sussed out last time that it will actually fit. Please don't come out. Oh, you little rat bag. I'm not going to try and do a pistol stitch. I'm just going to do a giant something or other. I might just do a little bit of a running stitch actually, because I would imagine I'm going to cover this end anyway with something else. Oh. Right, okay, let's have a look. What do we get? Okay, a little bit. Right, yeah, so I'm thinking this little fella, I'll leave his missus in the nest. That can go up there actually. Oh, that reminds me. Let me put my little birdie on. Oh, I nearly forgot him. She's far too big for that nest, so they're all the same shape. Where's the other packet? So tiny. Right, let's put you in. Anyway, yeah, so quite happy with that. It's okay. Yeah, it's not brilliant, but I think, you know, put the birdie on there. I might strategically place it there actually. That'll hide a lot of the wonkiness. So what I might do is actually put some heat and bond light on the back there, and then I can just iron it on and then just do a bit of thread embroidery on it. You know what I mean? Right, where are you? Oh my word, you are the perfect size. Okay, now then, am I going to put you on? I might just do a stitch on his tail. Should I leave that open a little bit? You can go there. I might just glue it, you know. It's a bit cheaty, but could do his tail behind there. No, it needs to be on front. Yeah, I think I'm even in shot, sorry. I think I might colour it as like a robin, I don't know, or something, and then glue it on. I'm tempted to do, let me do one. I'm just going to do a stitch. What I could do is almost satin stitch over that. Right, I'm going to think about that, and I'll come back with another video because my tummy won't stop growling. Right. I will see you on the next one, and we'll make a decision on this here birdie. Right, let me give you a quick close-up. So, yeah, it is very wonky, isn't it? But it's okay. Once that's stitched down. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. It was a little bit, you know, but we'll get there. I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Right, good morning. I was asked to give an update on these plant boxes that I made, where you've got a water reservoir at the bottom there, stones, and then dirt. Sorry about the sun. Yeah, I can report it's working. That's my tomato plant. I've got tomatoes coming already, which is brilliant. And that's the other one with all the peppers in it. And got little peppers growing in there. So yeah, they seem to be working. Okay, bye.